Here's your WNEM TV5 News Update.
Good evening, everyone. I'm David Custer. Among the stories we are following tonight, 2 people have been arraigned in Tuesday's death of a 39-year-old Farwell man. Ronald McClure arrested yesterday after an 18-hour manhunt, charged with homicide and felony firearms possession. And Kenneth Young also charged with homicide, more than a dozen probation violations, operating a chop shop, and other offenses. Both remain in jail in Clare County on bond of $1 million apiece. Investigators have not yet said how the victim died. Today, the city of Flint marked a big milestone. For 5 years in a row, the city's drinking water has met state and federal standards for lead. The State Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy announced that Flint's water has tested below action levels for 10 consecutive monitoring periods.
And this is the lowest monitoring period that we've had since 2016. And this speaks to the significant improvement of the quality of water.
The most recent testing results for Flint show just 3 parts per billion of lead in the water, some of the lowest levels in the state. It's the end of an era. Demolition has begun on the now vacant state lanes in Saginaw Township at the corner of State Street in Weineke. The building has sat empty since June of 2018 after welcoming bowlers for nearly 60 years. The lot will be cleared to make way for a new business, Tommy's Express Car Wash. Now here's Brian with your forecast.
Thanks very much, David. The last couple of days here in mid-Michigan have been pretty nice by July standards, most notably comfortable. Temperatures have been in the 70s, dew points have been virtually non-existent, down in the 50s and 40s, very dry air by July standards, but get ready for that uncomfortable, muggy feeling to start coming back on into the picture as early as Friday. First Warn 5 Sky Tracker still has high pressure positioned over northeastern Ohio tonight, but as that begins to pull away from us into the northeast, it's going to allow this warm frontal boundary over Wisconsin to start edging a bit closer to us, and by extension, all this heat and humidity that's trapped on the other side of that boundary to start spilling our way once again. And to top it all off, taking advantage of the returning humidity will be some occasional showers and some thunderstorms. But how big of a humidity spike are we talking? Well, basically think about how muggy it was to start the week and even back as far as last weekend. That's basically where we're headed. We'll stick to these low and mid-50s for our dew points through most of the overnight period, just until about tomorrow morning. But then by tomorrow afternoon and evening, we're right back to dew points well into the low and even mid-60s, flirting with the 70-degree mark by tomorrow night and on into Saturday, before we kind of tail it back a little bit toward the low 60s by the second half of the weekend and early next week. Hour-by-hour forecast in the meantime shakes out like this. We'll continue to see partly to mostly cloudy skies, and at the absolute worst, perhaps a passing sprinkle early this evening. We'll keep that going as we head toward the midnight time frame and even on into tomorrow morning. But you see here, by the time we hit about 8 o'clock and maybe even as early as about 5 a.m., some areas, especially from the Tri-Cities on south, you might encounter an early morning shower, possibly even a passing rumble of thunder. So the best chance for encountering some wet roads or even some actual rainfall on your morning commute. Looks like it is going to be along I-69, but chances there realistically about as far north as US 10. However, better chances for showers and thunderstorms will start to flare up around midday and on into tomorrow afternoon. When you see here, we go back toward a mostly cloudy sky, but with some sun beginning to punch out and that humidity returning by 3 and into the 6 o'clock hour tomorrow afternoon. Scattered hit or miss type storms, but nonetheless, the chance for those storms returning. Then as we start to look ahead towards Saturday, the overnight period and on into Saturday morning, there's going to be another round of storms gathering to our west that'll then rotate through during the day. And already from the Storm Prediction Center, we have a marginal risk for severe weather placed across most of the lower peninsula on Saturday. Most thing we are most concerned with, I should say, are the threat of some damaging winds with these storms. So make sure you stay tuned to TV5 for updates over the next 24 to 48 hours. For tonight, 62 is the overnight low temp, variably cloudy with those thunderstorms possible late in the overnight period. High of 81 for tomorrow on a much muggier day, mostly cloudy with that chance for some scattered afternoon and evening thunderstorms. Better chance for those storms coming in on Saturday, again with that small chance for isolated severe storms, high of 84. And then while we'll lose a little of the humidity going into Sunday and Monday, and we get the sunshine back, we're sure not losing the heat. Highs in the upper 80s Sunday through Tuesday.
Remember to tune into WNEM TV5 on air and online 24/7 for the latest news, weather, and information.